Today for our Feature Friday, the woman, the myth, the legend, we have our amazing SG as our feature presenter this morning. So we are doing a live tutorial on creating a bio-link website with Canva and AI. And if you know SG, you know she is the master of all things Canva and AI. So super pumped about this. Now, everybody is muted when we're coming in, getting through the presentation. Once we're through, if you have questions, just raise your hand up. I will be watching all of that, and I will unmute you so we can, go through everything else that we missed that SG made look easy at the end of this. All right, SG, take it away. Teach us something new.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome. I'm so pumped you're all here. I usually don't get an intro, so this was kind of fun. Thanks, Sarah, for doing that. So we've done a BioLink website before a while ago when this feature first came out, but I thought we can maybe do it again just as a refresher, and also now kind of combine it with AI a bit, just to make your life a little bit easier. I know a lot of people use Linktree, and don't get me wrong, I love Linktree. I use it. I think it's an incredible tool. A BioLink website is just kind of the next step, and especially if you're an individual agent or because on Teams we prefer using a Linktree, but if you're, you kind of have your own social media, I would really highly recommend you do a BioLink website. So we'll just get started right away. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. Just a second. Okay. Can you guys see this? Yes, we're nodding.
We can't see it.
Okay, thank you. I just wanted to make sure I can't see anyone anymore all of a sudden. And I was like, I'm assuming we're nodding, which is always great. Okay, so basically what I did is typically I would create this from scratch. And we can, if we have enough time, I'll show you how to do that as well. But what I did is I was wondering, could ChatGPT possibly help me with this? And I could just make my life a little bit easier and speed this process up. So basically I told him, I'm not feeling inspired. I want to create something from scratch. So I'm looking, he got all my ums and ahs. Jesus Christ. That's so bad. I need to work on that. And there it is again. If you could basically create one in the format of a website, an image that would be perfect as a BioLink website with our branding. So because I want to use our branding, I actually gave him the link to our website. Excuse me, I'm just going to turn the ringer off on my phone so I don't get so distracted. And you can stay on brand. And then you can already create spots, placeholders, where I would put links, maybe my headshot, just add someone else for now. It didn't really matter. Like, I didn't really care who he puts in the image. I just needed a placeholder. And that's kind of the information that I fed him. And I asked him to make a aspect ratio 16:9, which is basically like a YouTube thumbnail, if you will, or a website. Okay. Does that make sense so far? Are we nodding? We're nodding. Okay.
It makes sense.
We're nodding. Okay, great. And then this is kind of what he spit out. So it's funny because he actually made it look like a website, but that's okay. It's not a big deal. But we have our logo. We have a headshot with this lovely lady here, and we're going to swap her out. We have a little bit of verbiage, and then we have these buttons that we can convert, which is so awesome. So then I asked him if he can maybe make some changes. And what's really cool is with ChatGPT, you can click edit and you can even highlight sections you want changed by clicking. Here, let me do that again. I think I moved too fast. Do you guys see this button up here where it says select? We're nodding.
Yeah.
Okay. And then, thanks, Sarah. And so basically, let's say I don't want, where it says home, about, buyers, sellers, communities, contact, because a BioLink website, guys, is not a traditional website. Okay, so I don't want that. And I also don't need the bar at the top and the and the browser, the address bar here. So I'm basically, whoops, I'm a little bit too far down, but I'm just going to highlight this section. Whee, here we go. Okay. And I'm just going to tell him remove the areas I highlighted. Okay. You can also sometimes highlight something and ask to edit that part, right? So let's say I'm just happy with everything else. And then we're going to simply click this button right here, and we're going to see what he does. Just going to have to scroll down because I was playing around with this last night. I was messing with this to make sure it's working. Just going to give it a second. It seems to always take a little bit longer when I'm on Zoom. So we'll see. If it takes too long, I'll just show you because I already went through the steps yesterday. So I'll just show you what he did. Okay, I'm feeling impatient, so we're just going to scroll up. We'll check if he does it. So basically, I gave him these comments yesterday, and then this is what he did next, which is great. Okay, this was much better. And then I basically downloaded this and put it into Canva. So I'm just going to show you how I did this part. So let's say you're in your Canva interface. Okay, you're on your dashboard here. You're going to click create. And then I would literally type in the search bar where it says, what would you like to create? Bio link website. Okay. And it's going to pop up right here. So there's a few things you can do. We can either use what we made with ChatGPT. The caveat is for the next step, you're going to need Canva Pro. So if you want to do it all for free, you would simply go under templates and you could do real estate, for instance. Okay. And then you can pick any of these templates and you can modify them, right? You can also not put anything and just kind of see what's there. And if there's something that stands out to you that you really like, you could use that. Okay. I highly recommend you get Canva Pro if you work with Canva a lot. It is 100% worth every single penny. It is so awesome. There's so much there that you can use, and they get more and more new tools. It's so much fun. So I used the original one that we made with all the, with the address bar and all of this. I just wanted you guys to see what's going to happen. So you can click on edit and then magic layers. This has literally become my favorite feature in the last few months. I use this all the time, pretty much every day, multiple times a day. And it's now going to dissect this entire image. Has anyone here used magic layers yet on Canva AI? Anybody? Jake, I know you know about it because we talked about it in a private chat, but you haven't tested it, played with it? No? Okay. Okay, do you see how everything is now editable? What's a little annoying is it kind of changes some things, and that has to do with fonts, okay? So it doesn't know our Jennifer Jones team font, which is totally okay. We're just going to get rid of that logo section completely. Boop, it's gone. Also, we're going to get rid of this. Delete. We're going to get rid of this and this. We don't need this, okay? But the cool thing is I'm making my life easier because I still have a template that now I can modify however I want, okay? This still makes my life easier and makes this process so much faster. So I'm going to just kind of move, oops, here we go. I'm just going to undo that part. I'm just going to move this up a little and over. Okay, and then one thing I already did is I have our logo in my logos folder. So you can create brand kits, okay, which is super awesome. And then I don't really like this. This looks too busy for me. So I'm going to go like so. And then I'm going to just duplicate this puppy. And then I'm going to go like so. Just make it easier for myself. Not overthink it. Okay, make this bigger, make this bigger. And obviously for anyone who's not on our team, I know there is people from other brokerages here this morning and also from other teams and individual agents. Just use your, obviously, you just would put your own logo and you can put it wherever you want. You don't have to put it where I'm putting it. Okay. I'm just kind of using this as the template. So this lovely lady obviously is not me or Jennifer. So what I'm going to do is I do love the gold rim. So I'm simply going to put a photo box on top of this that I can put Jennifer's headshot into. Okay. So we're going to go to elements and then we're going to go to, where did it go? Here, frames. And then we're just going to pick this little circle. Okay. I'm going to adjust this. Let's say you don't like the circle, that's okay too. You can just get rid of it. And then you can put something else there, right? So you can just kind of see if we can fit it in. Sometimes you have to kind of play around. And then I would use arrow keys for something like this to get more specific. Okay, so that's perfect. And then we're just going to go, I'm going to go to my agents folder here where I have all our beautiful, beautiful agents and then some. Oh, this is hilarious. I have a funny photo of Jennifer. And we're just going to use this photo of JJ. Just going to put her right in here. And it immediately looks so much better. And we're still on brand. So now you can change this. You can change this. You can edit anything you want right in here, right? We could do different buttons down here, right? We can also edit this info because this isn't correct. Right? So you would put your proper phone number. This email is also not correct, which is, again, it's all okay because we can edit everything, right? None of this info is correct, but then we can just edit and fix it. So one of the things I would do here is, so let's see, because I can't read what that says. So we're just gonna make that white for now. Let's connect. Okay, I love that. So the widgets kind of disappeared, which is okay. We can just put other widgets here and you would simply go to elements and then you could like search, let's say we want YouTube, for instance. Okay, YouTube. We're just going to change the color to white for now, just to keep it easy and simple. We don't want to overcomplicate. You can just put in that little circle. Again, it's a great placeholder, and then you can connect your link to it. Okay, so if you have a YouTube channel, I'm just gonna grab this link right here real quick. So if you click on it, and then the three dots, you can simply click on link, and then enter the link, and now this is a hyperlink, which is so cool. So once your BioLink website is live, I miss these little guys hiding in the corner. So once your BioLink website is live, this is going to be clickable. And that's what we're going to do with all of these things. So one of the things is because you can see all this is editable, right? Let's say you really like the verbiage that AI came up with for these buttons and these sections, okay? I really like it, so I'm going to just keep it. What I don't like is how they're all individual right now. It's a little annoying for me and setting off my OCD a little bit. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to click on position and then layers. I love this feature. I love it so much. So now we're going to look where this is. Okay, so we're going to have this. And then I'm going to use my control button to highlight multiple boxes. Okay, that's not the right one. We have search home. I'm just going to look here. Search home. And then find your perfect place. And I'm going to group this. So now this is one button. Does that make sense so far? We're nodding. I'm assuming we're nodding.
It does.
Okay.
And when you're looking at those elements, I noticed when you were hovering, it kind of lit up on the main screen. So you could see
It's
which ones
right.
it is without clicking and moving first. So it'll kind of highlight as you go through, right?
It's right. And you would think, so let me just go here. So we're going to have this one and then there we go. And then we need featured listings, current listings. Where's featured? I saw that. Here we go. Group. Okay. And again, I have now a button that's a button and not these individualized. And if you want to edit, okay, if you're all of a sudden you're like, No, I kind of changed my mind. I don't like how they worded this on group, and now you can edit. No biggie. Okay? And now it's a button again. Does that make sense? Are we loving this so far? Yes? No? Maybe?
I'm loving it. I mean, you make it look so easy, but I feel like even I could follow these instructions.
It's super easy, actually. Okay, the image in the background is also now all loosey-goosey, which is great, right? So let's say, yeah, no, I don't like it. I don't like this image. In fact, I want a video in the background. Oh, oh, guys. Okay, so let's just delete the background for now. Okay, we're gonna get rid of it. And let me just go to uploads. I'm gonna see under videos if I have anything we can use. Oh, it's all broken. What is going on here? Just gonna refresh this. Could just be a glitch. Ah, here we go. Okay. So let's say you have a video tour for a listing right now. This is actually from another agent. I'm just gonna use this for Lisa. She's getting like a free plug right now for her listing. So I want to put this in the background, okay? So it looks, I'm just gonna remove the sound. Here we go. So one thing is you can see these bars. So she made this with AI, which is so cool. But I don't like that we have these black bars at the top and the bottom. So I'm just gonna go like so. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna go back to position. Okay. And we're gonna grab this guy and put it all the way at the bottom. So now he's in the background. It's a little difficult to see, but now when people come on your BioLink website, it's gonna play this video in the background, which is so freaking cool. So if you have a video in this format, this is gonna work like a charm, right? So this is super fun. So now it's all, but it's a little bit difficult to see some of your elements. So what you could do is you could go back to your elements here, right? You could take just a black box, and we're just gonna put this black box over top. Okay. And then we're going to go transparent. Let's say 60. Okay. Go back to position. And now we're going to move this guy all the way down in between our headshot and our video tour. And now we have this. And look at that. Isn't that neat? So you have your video tour in the background. It's like that nice subliminal messaging, guys. We love this, right? Ooh, look at the sexy listing in the background. It's just infiltrating your brain, and now you want to go see it. So this is really, really cool. I think there's a question. Love that. Thanks, Caroline. So you could certainly use a static photo, okay? That's, whoops, I did not mean to do that. You could certainly use a static photo if you like. That's totally okay. So if you're like, no, this is too busy for me, it's making me nuts, that's totally okay. This is just another layer of promoting your listing or anything, you know, that you got going on. Or let's say if you do a lot of agent attraction or something like that, right? And you have video footage of yourself on stage and it's like nice edited together. You could put something like that on the background. The world is your oyster. And you can hyperlink every single button to something. Okay, so I'm just gonna, just because we're like already at 20 minutes, so I'm just gonna quickly grab our website. What's going on here? Hurrah! We slow this morning. Okay, just gonna grab that and then go back. So let's say, because we put website down here. Again, I'm not gonna fix every single bit. I just want you guys to get like a good idea of what's going on. So here, for the email, you can even do that. You can add like your, I think it's, I forget how to do this one. Oh no, never mind. Hold on. Because we can change, it's not letting me do it. Okay, we'll do Jen at jj.team. Oh no, it does it. It does it automatically, mail to. I just couldn't remember what I put in the front. But let's hold on a sec. Let's go back to that for a minute. Okay, it just does link. but it fixes it on its own. It should do the same thing with the phone number. So let's see. We'll do 905 123 4567. Okay, that didn't work. I'll figure that part out. I know this works too because I've done this before. Or does someone in the audience know? Samantha, if you're here, you usually know this stuff. Sam, are you on? Help me!
She is
No,
on somewhere.
is she? She might not be able to unmute though. It's okay. I was just shooting my shot here. Um, but yeah, let me just add a couple more links. I'm just not gonna overthink this for now. Obviously, when you make this for realsies, okay, like put the right stuff where it needs to go. I just kind of want to show this in action too. Uh, did I not click the right thingy? Hold on a sec. Am I blind? I can't see my link. What's going on? And
I'm
you know,
not
we love
seeing it
when
either.
things,
It hit
it's
on you.
weird, right? Because it worked
Yeah.
on, whoops, I didn't mean to create a second page. Because it worked on this one. But where did they go? I know I linked it here. I always love when things break. Well, that's very odd. Okay, I'm gonna figure out what happened here. But let me just do the preview for now, okay? Let's pretend we put links everywhere. This is what it would look like. We don't want to click resize on mobile for now, because sometimes it makes it look really crazy. But this is what it would look like in action, and then you should be able to click on things, right? So it does take us on the website and all that stuff. And all this should be editable. So let me just double check one more thing. Let's try and do this. I'm just going to ungroup this. Oh, now it's back. Interesting. So it should actually work like this even when you have it as a complete button. So that's kind of weird. So let's try this. I'm just gonna, for the sake of this conversation, it's a little annoying, but we're just gonna do that. Just gonna put the link everywhere on here, and then I'm gonna regroup it. I think I already did it here. Okay, let's see. Let's see if this works. Because we gotta make sure it's working, right? Test it. Okay, so let's go preview. Ta-da! Okay. But I'll still figure out why the button thing isn't working because it totally should. Because I know I've done this before. So kind of confused why it's not letting me. But I'll figure that out and I'll do a separate tutorial on it. And then I'll send that along with the recording of this as well. We have something in the comments. Oh, well, thanks, Deanna. Okay, so let's go back to preview. And now I need to move this like bar out of the way. Do you have to put a shape over top to make the button? I've had to, oh, that's a good idea. Jake, is that you? Okay, I'm assuming you're nodding. Let's try that. Okay, let's close. Love troubleshooting, so fun. Okay, ungroup. Let's go. Hey, we're gonna use this pill. Actually, I don't really like it. Not because of the color, I just not vibing with the pill. Go away. Okay, so we're just gonna, let's use one of these boxes. We can change the color of it too. Now it's looking like a pill again. So we're just gonna go corner rounding. Gonna make them a little bit, there we go.
We're also getting the suggestion to make it clear. Oh.
Sorry, make what clear?
I think it's the pill over top.
Like, as in transparent? What do we mean by clear?
Jake is
Jake, I've
nodding.
asked you to unmute
Okay,
Jake.
that's easier. Thank you. Yeah, I've had this issue before doing this exact thing, and the way I solved it, exactly what you're doing right now. I just put a button over top, I turned the transparency down, and it allowed me to add it as a button. So it's like where the person will click, it looks the same as the awesome graphic you've made, but you don't have to rebuild things. It's just putting a button over top. So when they click it, they hit that invisible button you're making right now.
Jane. Okay, so let's just bring this. What happened to my icon though? It's weird. I'm just gonna take a few steps back.
I think it's also an important reminder for those of us that aren't Canva wizards that even the wizards sometimes have to fight with this, or
Yes,
if there's glitches, that's okay. It doesn't mean you should give up on Canva.
that's right.
Sometimes we're just finding alternate ways around it. And when in doubt, just ask AI, ask somebody else that you know. There's usually a hack or something you can do to get around if the system's
100%.
a little weird.
Yeah, I love that. I'm always really happy. It sounds so weird because obviously when you're presenting something, you want everything to be super perfect. And but I'm always kind of happy when I'm on live tutorials and something breaks because that way when you're in this situation and then we can figure it out together right now. So when you're in the situation, you're like, aha, I remember when Jake suggested, et cetera, and then you can go ahead and go back here. So we have our little house, and then we have featured listing, current listing, button, button, group. Okay, let's see. Well, for crying out loud. It's still not doing it. Ah, okay. I'm gonna figure this out, I promise. I'm gonna play around with this after. Just because we only have 3 minutes left. I'm just gonna add this back in. So I just wanted to kind of touch on the hyperlinking situation that we experienced when we were on the call the other day. So basically, I've been troubleshooting and trying to figure out what the issue is here. So they must have changed something because before, if you had grouped elements together, you could just hyperlink that one full element, right? With all the little elements that you would group together. So for some reason, it's not letting me do that anymore. And I've tried with other elements. And so for some reason, it's not working. However, the workaround is kind of what we went over on the call. You simply hyperlink every element. It's a little bit tedious, but it's okay. I think it's worth doing it for the effect that we're trying to achieve here, right? And then so I would really just hyperlink every element to the one that you want to do. So here we did the box, we did this, and this to that same link. And now you could group it again. And then when you go to preview, it's now fully clickable, right? Which is super cool. So it is possible. This would be my suggestion and my workaround. This is what I would recommend. And then here, this is what it looks like in the mobile version. And you just got to make sure you have it clicked off as resize on mobile. So when you design it, just keep that in mind. So you kind of design it more centered, and then that way it looks up. It'll look a little bit better properly. And you can just have it here on the side menu when you click this little drop down next to publish changes, it'll show up. And then if you move things around, it'll kind of adjust what they would look like on the mobile version here on that screen. So that way you can always kind of see what's going on. But everything is editable and you can certainly create your own buttons. This was simply with the template that we had used that we made with ChatGPT's image create generator. So I would still kind of utilize what's pre-made for me, but you can certainly adjust everything, right? Like you may not want all of this, you may want some different things, but I would really customize customize this to the top and just to give yourself the ultimate experience. And you can always add a second page, right? And do more. So that is entirely up to you. But I hope this helps. If you do have questions, by all means, do reach out to me and then I'm happy to assist. Oh my God. Okay. So let's go back preview one more time. We're going to click resize on mobile. I just want to see what it does because sometimes it looks crazy on mobile. So you would simply click on the mobile version here and then you can scroll. So this isn't too bad, but I would now start changing things around. I would probably move the buttons. Let's see what it does if we don't click resize on mobile and what it looks like on mobile. No, this is like a hard no, right? Like it made it all teeny tiny. So it could be that it's too many buttons, right? Which is okay. We can always get rid of some. They don't need everything. And you really want to think about what is the most important thing that you want them to have access to. Is it because the thing is you can customize your BioLink website to however you want. You could have multiple and you can swap them out. Let's say you want to use it for the purpose of highlighting a specific listing, right? Then you would just put more information about the listing. You would maybe link it to what do you guys use? Not KB Core. What's the one that you all use now? Bull Trail. You could use it to or Lofty or whatever you're using, right? So you could link it to your website. You could link it to the team website. You can link it to the specific listing. Like you can just play around with this. You're not stuck, and that's the best part of this. Now, if you're ready to publish it, you would simply go publish website, right? It's going to create a URL and then you're going to click publish. Again, I would make sure for now that you have resize on mobile so it looks a little bit more doable until you figure out how you want to move things around. So here I would probably make some of this stuff smaller, right? It's clearly too big. And then can we stay like maybe 5 minutes late? We're just going to mess around with this a bit more. So I would probably make this smaller, move it. I just think it's worth playing and kind of seeing what we're. Okay. So let's say we're only going to do like maybe move it all more centered. Okay. And I still like these buttons. I think they're still valuable to keep. So kind of don't really want all of this. You could do your social media widgets still if you'd like. You can move your information around a little bit, right? You could kind of move it like this. I don't know. You don't really need your address on a BioLink website. That's not necessary. Okay. This button is like massive. Why is this button so big? Crying out loud. Forgot to make this one smaller too. Because I'm rushing now. Because I'm not trying to keep you guys here too long. Okay, just want to kind of adjust it. And again, you can totally play around with this. Just gonna move these up a little. Hey, come on. This would obviously be significantly easier if I had grouped all the buttons already. But that's okay, guys. That's okay. And then one more. And then this one, I'm just going to make it a little bigger.
I'm just going to point out, guys, you can see on the right-hand side there, as SG is moving everything around, you can see how it'll look on mobile. Right? So you have that little preview pane on the right there. So as she's tweaking it, we can see the website in our main view on desktop. And then in the right-hand side, you can see the mobile. So you can make sure it looks good on both.
That's right. Sorry. Thank you, Sarah, for actually pointing that out. I should have mentioned that. So this is still kind of weird looking to me, this section, right? Like it's kind of odd. Like why are we? So what I would probably do is I would probably move this up top. And then I would kind of maybe move this around a little bit. Something like this. Still looking weird. But you're kind of catching my drift, I would say. I almost think like we should move all this down a little bit. It's mostly this section right here. Again, this is like something that I would then spend more time on finagling, right? Because I would want this to be freaking perfect. Yeah. So this is it. It's like, so you know, if you move it over, it's just going to move it down. So we're not going to be able to, so this is what I would do next. I would probably just center this stuff. That would be my workaround now. Oh yeah, I forgot that I put her on top of here. I'm just going to group this. So now I would get rid of this. That's a little bit better. There we go. And the truth is, most of you guys will be using this on your social media anyway, right? So this is much better looking now. This looks a little bit more organized. So we're just going to go with this just for the sake of time. Let's go back to our preview. And then now it looks significantly better, right? So again, you would play around with this a little bit and finagle until you're in a spot where you're really, really happy. And you can certainly add slides, right? So if you like wanted to do another like just make it longer, you can just add on to it, right? You could now do something else. You can do like an about you section, whatever, like it's empty now, but you can certainly add information here. So I would design it for mobile specifically versus for desktop. But let's look what it would look like on desktop. So it's still okay, right? It's not like the end of the world. But I think knowing that most people will be looking at this on their phones, you want to design it for the mobile version. That would be my recommendation. By the end of the day, it's entirely up to you. But I would always design things for mobile first, just because that's where the majority of your people will be looking, because they're going to be scrolling on Instagram on their phone. They're going to be scrolling on TikTok on their phone and all of these apps, right? So when they click on your BioLink website, they're going to look at it on your phone. So just keep that in mind when you design this. But it's good to start with a larger format the way we began, and then you can start moving things around, right? Any questions? Was this helpful? Is it useful? Are we loving it?
Yes, yes, and yes.
Yeah.
So because I have the power, I'm going to jump in first. So let's say I publish my website. I used a listing video in the background and I sell that listing, or I get another luxury one that I want to use. Can you edit that background video and tweak things even after you've published it?
Oh, sorry, guys. I didn't realize I had turned off my camera. That must have been an accident. Because I'm like, yeah, you can. You can't see me. And meanwhile, I'm like, are we nodding? Yeah, you absolutely can. You can edit everything and anything on your BioLink website at all times. But so this is a great question. Thank you for asking this, Sarah. But every time you make a change, you have to republish. Okay? It's not going to take effect until you republish. So you would simply click on publish. It'll then, once it's already live, it'll say republish down here, and then you just click it. Okay. And it's just going to go do its thing. It says preparing your design, right? Once you publish, we haven't published this yet. So just want to make sure I'm not missing any other questions.
So
And
that
then now you
also
can,
means that if I do, let's say I published it, but I want to make a ton of changes, I can make all the changes over a few days. And until I hit publish, the one that I already did is
that's
going to
right.
stay up there and you can keep working on it. And it doesn't have to be perfect in one shot if I have to edit it.
100%.
Okay.
Yeah. Let's say you're like, oh, I have a showing right now. I'm going to reconvene later. Don't worry about publishing. Only publish or republish once you're fully ready. Okay. So once you've created one and it's live, but you're tweaking it on the background, totally fine. Just don't republish until you're done with all of your tweaks. Does that make sense?
Totally.
Yeah.
Anyone
Any
else
other
has questions? Just raise your hand and I will
Yes.
unmute you here.
Or put in the chat, guys, whatever is easier for you.
I feel like we're all just trying to absorb this SG. Like, you make
Sorry.
things look so much easier than I know they are. I'll watch her do things. I can totally do that. It helps to have a tutorial. So guys, this will be recorded out later. Have it up on one screen while you're doing this on the other, and it's okay to pause and work through it as you're getting this up there.
Okay. Yeah, I'm so glad that this was helpful to you guys. I'm excited to see some of these BioLink websites. I know, Wendy, you asked if we email the Zoom link. So every Wednesday we have our marketing mail out go out for Feature Friday. We always put the recording on there. If you're not part of our mail out, just let me know, and then I can certainly email it to you privately as well. It's no problem. Just reach out to me. I'll put my email in the chat, so you're more than welcome to reach out to me directly as well. Well, thanks, guys, for showing up this morning and taking a peek at creating your BioLink website with the help of ChatGPT, just to make your life a little bit easier. And again, the feature I used on ChatGPT to kind of create the main interface is free. Like, I do have Plus, so I have the paid version, so I have a little bit more wiggle room, but you only get, Jake, was it 5 images with the free version in a day? Yeah, 5, which is still great. And like you can see, even with the edits, I was still well within my my free freebies here for images, right? So, which is awesome. So I was only like 3 or 4 in, I believe. So you're totally good. And then the only caveat is if you want to use something that ChatGPT helps create you that you then want to go customize, you do need Canva Pro in order to use the layers feature. Okay, so that is really important. I'm just going to show you guys one more time how to do that. So you simply put in your image, you click edit, and then magic layers. This is only available to paid users in Canva, and it is the absolute bomb. It is my favorite feature ever, because if you have AI create graphics for you or anything like that, flyers, you're going to start seeing a lot of graphics and flyers looking the same. And the reason is because no one goes and edits them after. They just accept what AI made for them, which is totally fine. For the sake of time, I totally get that. But it's also important to maybe give it a little bit of your own zhuzh. So this feature is chef's kiss. Highly recommend. So
Even
they
if
need
you
to pay
just
me
want to do it
royalties.
once, like get your bio website, there's a free trial of Pro on Canva, right? Even if it's the flyers or later, do this, get your free trial for the 30 days, cancel it before it's up, get your BioLink website ready to go and up. And then
That's
you can
right.
always get it later. Like the free trials are amazing, right?
Yeah. They need to start paying me royalties. I rep them
Canva, if
so
you're
much.
listening.
I'm like, come on, Canva. Let's go. Pay me. Those are my pronouns. All right, guys. Well, I hope you have an incredible day. Make amazing things happen. Enjoy making your BioLink website. And I hope you have an incredible day. And then, yeah, if you have questions after watching the tutorial, please do reach out. I'm happy to help.
Have an awesome day, everybody. Thank you so much, SG. This was wonderful.